Hey friends, welcome or welcome back. I'm Ashley and this is 4 Disney Birds. On this channel, we use a zero-based budgeting system, prop cash stuffing, and fun savings challenges to help us reach our financial goals. And our first goal is to get out of debt. We're focused on changing our relationship with money, breaking the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, and taking back control of our financial future. If that's content that interests you, please consider subscribing because we'd love to have you join us on our journey to becoming debt free. With that, we've got some savings to do, y'all. So let's get into today's video. Hey, y'all, hey, it's Tuesday, and that means it's Tiny but Mighty Tuesday. We're going to be doing some work, making progress towards our tiny challenges. So I'm very excited about it. Very fun. It's fairly new for us. This is only about the third time we've done this, but I'm really starting to enjoy it, and I hope you are too. But before we do that, we have business to take care of. We have our combo cards. I'm going to pull a card from the deck here. I'm going to try to answer the question for you. And then I'm going to challenge you to do the same down in the comment section. So we see what our card has in store for us today. Oh, this is such a great question. What is one thing you appreciate about yourself? Well, I appreciate that I am persistent. And I don't like the word stubborn because it has a negative connotation in it. But basically, anything I put my mind to, anything I set out to learn more about or to get good at, I tend to do it, and it's I think because I believe that I can. Um, if I don't know how to do something, I think in my head, I don't know how to do it yet. If I haven't accomplished something, I say I haven't accomplished it yet. So I guess it's that growth mindset, right? It's thinking about the yet instead of the can't. I really appreciate that about myself. It's not something I always had, but it's something I really appreciate that I have now. So how about you? What is one thing you appreciate about yourself? All right, please share down in the comment. I want to hear you guys tell me some great things about yourselves. All right, so we've got that out of the way. Shall we get to it? Time for minis. Nope, I'm sorry, tinies. So what are tiny challenges and how are they different from minis? Well, really, they're not a whole lot different. Originally, I kind of thought that they were extra duper small, right? They are. Um, they're smaller than what we have been using for our minis, meaning that the goal on each individual one might be smaller, so that even quicker wins. But I've noticed a lot of times that these tiny sets have multiples. So in the end, you can choose to play them as a set and you end up saving kind of the same amount as you would with a mini. You could also just play one. And you can play them any way you want. So we're calling them tiny but mighty because they really are tiny and they're very quick wins. And really, it's just an excuse to play a very, my favorite new style of saving a second time. So here's our tinies that we're working on currently. We have a couple, we have 6, and we put them in this order from last time. We shuffled them up. So what we have working here is this Halloween set here from Bookish Mama Budgets. We've completed a few of the cards, but we still have several to go. Each circle is going to be $1. So we'll see how far we get on that one. I'm going to put it back in the pocket just so it doesn't get lost. Okay, and this one comes from Spooky Budgets, Hot Ghoul Summer. We actually rolled the dice on this one and chose to put the numbers in there. So this one's actually going to be a little bit of a higher number in the end, but maybe not compared to the full set of this one. So we've got that one in spot number 2. In spot number 3 is this set of 4 from Frugality is Life. Each circle is $1. We've completed one card. We're working on our second one now. So we'll see how far we can get with that one. In spot number 4, we have Fall Vibes from Girl Mama Budgets. Each heart is going to be $2, and we have $1 left over from last week to help us. In spot number 5, from Party Planner Papery, we have this set of fall ladies here. Each circle is going to be $1. We've completed one card. We are getting very close on our second card. And finally, in spot number 6, we have an adorable set of tinies from Becca Budget 777. This set has a total of 6, and each card has several on it. So we're going to see how long it takes us to work through 3, and then we will decide if we want to continue the other 3 or if we want to go ahead and try a new one and maybe switch it out. But for now, we're working for at least 3. So in case I hadn't mentioned, and I don't think I did, these are all freebies that I found from these creators' um, pages or Ko-Fi. Sometimes it's YouTube and a Google Drive freebie link. Sometimes it's their Ko-Fi page. I will link everyone down below so you can go look for yourself to see if you want to get some of these downloaded for your own savings challenges. I will say, please, 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 if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribing and liking and commenting these sweet creators' work because they don't have to provide these freebies for us. And we need to make sure we're showing gratitude for that, all right? So, let's get the money. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so how much do we have to play with today? We have $25 to play our tinies today. So I'm going to go ahead and count that out, but first I'm going to pull out here. These are just buyback 5s. I set them off to the side till after we're done playing. If we have enough 1s in any one challenge, we can trade those out for the 5s. That helps keep a hold of the 1s so that we can keep playing minis and also keeps the envelopes condensed. So all right, so I'm going to go ahead and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So you might have noticed if you're new to the channel that I'm not using real dollar bills unless I'm unaware of any dollar bills that look like this, right? These are clearly prop dollars. I actually made them myself, and I did this really, it's been in the last few months that I transitioned from from real dollars to prop dollars, and I'll tell you why. Number one, I found that it was very difficult to make my way to the bank and to always have the correct denominations. Also, it made me kind of nervous as our savings start to stack up, having that much money in the house in these binders. And even more than that, it bothers me to think about my money sitting in binders instead of in my high yield savings account making money. So, my high yield savings account, as long as there's money in there, it's making interest, right? So, I decided to transition to prop dollars. I basically take the money that I've set aside to play savings challenges with, and I go ahead and I transfer that over to my high yield savings challenges or my high yield savings account. So, what you're seeing here, if I have $25 here, that means there's $25 already sitting in my high yield savings account. Sorry about that. We're having one of those days where we're having to constantly remind the boys it's quiet time. Okay, so I don't know where I was with, but basically, if I have $25 in prop dollars here, there's $25 sitting in my high yield savings account, gaining interest, working for me. Okay. And on top of that, the bonus is that since I make my own prop dollars, I have a bank of these bills sitting next to me. So at any time, if I need a different denomination than what I have, it's really easy for me to do that. So I've really enjoyed the transition over. It's not for everyone, and it has its pros and cons, but for me, it's really working. So that is why we're using prop dollars today. All right, so back to the game. So what we will do is we're going to take our $25 here. We're going to take a 6-sided dice. We're going to roll the dice, and each roll, one bill will be set in that place. So, for instance, this says number 1, so spot number 1 is going to get $1, and so on and so on. Spot number 2, and we'll just continue this way. Oh wow, 3, until we run out of dollars. So hopefully everyone will get a little love because we like it that way. We like when it has a little balance to it. So how was your Tuesday? How was the second day of the week for you, if that's when you're watching? Hopefully it was good for you. This dice is acting a little bit strange, but we're going to go with it. We're going to trust the dice. There's 4. Now everybody's got a little love. It was just messing with us. So I don't know about you, where you're at in your area of the world, but here it's the middle of September and it's still pretty warm. It's not really abnormal for here, but sometimes you just kind of wish the heat would stop and fall would get here for real. And you know, when it's still 90 degrees outside, it doesn't feel very fall. We have our state fair going on. Number 4 is the last one. We're having our state fair going on right now, and used to we always went every year as a family. And you know, lately we've just kind of decided it really, you know, not only for budgetary reasons, isn't really how we want to spend our money, but you know, the weather and just being so hot and miserable out there, it's not something we wanted to do. So I miss when the fair seemed to happen um, in fall weather, and anymore it just doesn't really seem like it's fall weather. I don't know. Is it still hot where you are, or is it starting to cool down? Everything's still green and feels very summery here. I'm ready for the leaves to start changing. It's spooky weather time, sweaters and pumpkin spice lattes, but that's not what we have here. It'll be here before we know it. All right, so I will stop yammering on and get on to what we're actually supposed to be doing here. All right, let's see how much we got for Becca budgets 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we got $4, which on one good hand means that we get to complete a card. So that's fantastic. Color those in. All right, and I say let's go on to the cauldron. It was next in line, and it kind of goes with the witchy theme, so I'm liking that. And so we will color in our first one there. Okay, so let's see. I have these new envelopes, and they're kind of cool, but they're also a little bit difficult to work with. So I'm still, you know, the jury's out on that, whether I like these or not. All right, so we do have another $5 here. So we're going to trade this in for a buyback 5, which means now we can easily count and keep these new envelopes nice and condensed. 5, 10, 15, and $16 so far in our Halloweeny challenge from Becca Budgets. All right, we will put those away and set that aside for next week. Moving on from party planner papery, let's see what we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're just doing $1 per circle, so that means we're going to color in 8, and that means we're going to get to color in, first of all, these two. So we're going to be completing another card. All right, and if I remember correctly, yep, this will be our second card completed. And since it's 8, we're going to also get to color in all 6 of these. So I'm going to do that really quick, and I'll speed it up for you. All right, fantastic. So that felt like a good win there. We finished a second card and a third card. So now we only have 3 cards left to go for this set. Let's see what we can do for buyback 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring a little ghosty, and let's see if we have anything here in the envelope that we can also trade in. Yep, we absolutely do. In fact, there's 5 right there already. All right, so in party planner papery, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, and $18 so far, and we are exactly halfway through the set. So that's fantastic. Okay, like I said, these envelopes are kind of cool, but also a little bit of a pain. I don't know. Maybe it's user error. All right, so moving on to our fall vibes by Girl Mama Budgets. We got $3 and we had one left over from last time, so we have a total of $4 to work with, and each heart is $2, so that's an easy win finishing off this row here. And also we can pull the money we have in here and do a buyback 5. We have a total of $8 so far in fall vibes. So I'm going to stuff this back in here in this little slot. It will let me. There we go. And until next week. All right, moving on. Frugality is life. $1 per circle. We got 2. So we're going to be able to finish out this row here. We color those in really quick. All right, let's see what we've got going on in this envelope so far. Total of $9 so far in this challenge. Nothing we can condense down further, so we're going to go ahead and just put those back. And we'll see what happens next week. Maybe we can finish a card. All right, moving on to spooky budgets. Our Hot Girl Summer, we have 4. All right, so we don't have quite enough. Well, we don't have enough. We just don't have enough to color in a 5, and there's not anything left that makes a 4. So this is very hard to do. But because we have some larger numbers, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to all 4 of these. I'm not going to color anything in yet. That's hard to do. I'm going to set this in front so we'll remember that this is still extra left over. And next week, whatever we get, we can add to and hopefully get to color in some of those larger numbers. So Hot Girl Summer next week. All right, and then last is our Bookish Mama Budgets tiny set. Again, $1 per circle. Let's see what we got. 1, 2, 3, and 4. $4, which means we can first of all color in these 2. And finish out this card. So we now have finished 1, 2, and 3. And then moving on to the next card, we can also color in 2 more. All right, making progress. The idea behind these, I think, really is small steps are still steps, right? They're still steps in the right direction. Little progress is still progress. So we celebrate the little wins just as we would celebrate the big wins. And I can tell you from experience that these little numbers, they don't seem like they would do much, but they do really add up. One of the things that kind of stands out to me as I think about money in a different way now that we've been doing this, a couple of dollars here and there to get a soda or a pop, whatever you call it, wherever you are, a Coke if you're in the South, it doesn't seem like much at the time. But if you're not spending that, if you're setting that aside, it's amazing how quickly that money adds up and becomes something larger. So, these tiny seem like they wouldn't make a big difference, but what you will see a few weeks into this is that they really, really do. And these tiny little numbers that we're probably spending on, a drink here, or coffee here, or, a little something here and there, doesn't seem like a big deal at the time when we're spending it, but it can make a really big difference in the overall picture. And that's no judgment on my part. I mean, get the drink if that's really going to make your life better that day. I'd love to go and get an icy with my youngest at the end of a rough school day or a hot day. So, that's no judgment on my part. It's just I think about it differently. And I'm challenging you to do the same. Where are the little things that we typically kind of overlook in our budget that we could start setting aside and do something different with? Okay, so with that, I'm going to take this, I'm going to shuffle them up a little bit differently than last time so that they will be in a different spot and have maybe a different chance of having a different amount of love. With that, we're wrapping up our Tiny But Mighty Tuesdays. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider giving it a like. Don't forget to comment below with that thing that you are most appreciate about yourself. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It really helps our channel grow, and we really appreciate you being here. If you watched this video all the way through, thank you so much. If you've watched my videos before, I thank you so much. We really, really do appreciate you. I hope you come back and see us in our next video and continue joining us on this incredible, incredible journey. With that, I will say, I hope you have a wonderful week. Until next time, hang in there. Bye bye.